WoWDelves. Those twisted little pocket dungeons Blizzard dropped on us to test every ounce of skill, patience, and panic survival instincts we have. They're not raids. They're not Mythic Plus. They're something different, tighter, meaner, more personnel. And if you want to absolutely own them, few specs in the game rise higher than the ever-rotting, soul-draining menace that is the Affliction Warlock. You see? While everyone else is busy screaming about burst windows and cooldown alignment, Affliction is out here playing an entirely different game. One built on inevitability. On rot. On the quiet satisfaction of watching everything around you slowly, irreversibly crumble into dust. And in Delves, that's not just satisfying, it's lethal. Let's talk about why. At the core of Affliction's power is something no other spec does quite the same way. Relentless, unstoppable pressure. Delves aren't about one-shotting trash and moving on. They're about endurance. About wave after wave of mobs. Tricky elites with mechanics that won't die in a global or two. This is Affliction's natural habitat. Your agony ramps up damage and fuels your soul shard engine. Corruption spreads a creeping sickness that never stops ticking. Unstable Affliction adds another layer of pain and punishes anyone who dares to dispel it. And then there's Soul Rot, your IOA nuke of misery that not only spreads suffering to everything in range, but supercharges your drain. Soul into a fountain of health and power. Other classes blow their load and hope the boss dies before they do. You rot everything at once and casually watch their health bars melt while you sip your tea and decide who dies first. And it's not just raw damage. Affliction is the master of control, and Delves reward control more than almost anything else. Fear lets you turn a deadly elite into a spectator while you handle the rest. Howl of Terror is the ultimate panic button when things go sideways. And Banish. That's your delete key for demons and elementals, removing them from existence until you're ready to deal with them. In Delves, where a single extra mob can ruin your run, that control is priceless. You're not just reacting. You're conducting. Every pull, every wave, every fight dances to your rhythm. Now let's talk about one of the biggest reasons Affliction thrives in Delves. Survivability. You might wear cloth, but you're far from fragile. Soul Leech is constantly turning your damage into protective shields. Drain life and drain soul. Convert enemy suffering into your own health pool. Soul Rot lets you do it to entire packs at once, healing through what would flatten most classes. And of course, you've always got your health stone, because if you're a Warlock and you're not using one, well, what are you even doing? Pair that with a Voidwalker soaking hits, or a Fell Hunter shutting down spellcasters, and you become shockingly hard to kill. In a game mode where solo sustain often decides success, Affliction's tankiness is an underrated superpower. But the real key to mastering this spec is understanding flow. Affliction isn't about spamming everything. The second it's off cool, it's about weaving a perfect web of torment. Always start with agony. Its damage ramps up over time and fuels your entire shard economy. Then spread corruption and unstable Affliction to deepen the rot. Spend shards wisely, refreshing, unstable Affliction, or detonating your dots with malefic rapture. Time your soul rot for big pulls or boss burn. Keep everything ticking, never let them drop. And watch as the numbers climb while you barely break a sweat. This is where Affliction shines brighter than almost any other spec. Your damage doesn't stop when you do. Even while kiting, even while repositioning, your enemies are still melting. Movement, heavy fights. Mechanics that force downtime. That's everyone else's problem. Your rot doesn't care. Speaking of melting, let's talk IO. Affliction doesn't nuke packs instantly. It does something far more brutal. It makes them fade. Spread agony to everything in sight. The more enemies, the faster your shards flow. Lay corruption, and siphon life to deepen the damage. Hit soul rot and phantom singularity for that satisfying burst of decay. Then start spamming malefic rapture and watch as the entire room simply disintegrates. The best part, you're free to move while it happens. Other specs lose DPS the second they're forced to dodge or kite. You don't. Your dots keep ticking, your damage keeps flowing, and the mobs keep dying. It's like watching dominoes fall in slow motion. Now, when it comes to bosses, Affliction goes from strong to terrifying. Delve bosses love drawn-out fights. Guess who else does? Open strong with all your dots. Channel drain soul to generate shards, and hit soul rot early to start the snowball. Pop Dark Soul. Misery once you've got a few shards ready. And unleash a barrage of malefic raptures that'll make the boss question its life choices. Refresh your dots just before they expire for maximum uptime. And remember your pet's utility. A Fellhunter interrupt can trivialize dangerous casts, while an imp can remove nasty debuffs. Where burst specs sputter in long fights, you're only getting stronger. Every tick, every shard, every drain builds toward an inevitable conclusion. Their death, and don't overlook synergy. Affliction scales absurdly well with the right delve buffs and gear. Trinkets that boost dot damage or extend their duration are pure gold. Anything that increases haste turns your rot engine into a machine gun of misery. Even small pet survivability. Bonuses can turn your Voidwalker into a wall, letting you focus entirely on destruction. The deeper you lean into sustained damage and shard generation, the more unstoppable you become. At the end of the day, playing Affliction in Delves is about embracing what makes this spec so unique. Oh. You're not here for flashy bursts or one-button deletes. You're here to watch the world wither, to play the long game, to control the pace of every fight and outlast everything that dares to stand in your way. Spread your dots early. Control the battlefield. Drain everything for health and power. And never, ever panic when the fight drags on, because time is your ally. And time kills everything. So if you're ready to walk into the Delves and feel like a creeping plague, in humanoid form. If you want mobs to die before they ever reach you, bosses to crumble under a tidal wave of decay, and entire rooms to dissolve while you laugh from the shadows, then Affliction Warlock isn't just a good pick, it's the pick. Delves reward patience. They reward control. They reward sustained power. And that's exactly what you bring. Spread the rot. Drain their souls. And remember, the longer the fight lasts, the stronger you become.